Afternoon, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to the Middleweight Championship HBO Boxing After Dark Triple Header Conference Call. Today we have WBA and IBO defending middleweight champion Gennady Golovkin with a record of 26-0, 23 knockouts, and his challenger, top-rated middleweight contender, the former world title challenger Matthew Macklin with 29-4 and 20 knockouts. We also have Tom Loeffler, president of K2 Promotions, Golovkin's promoter, and Triple G's head trainer, Abel Sanchez. From Team Macklin, we have promoter Lou DiBella of DiBella Entertainment, co-promoter Brian Peters of Brian Peters Promotions, and head trainer Buddy McGirt. The HBO Boxing After Dark Triple Header begins at 9:45 p.m. Eastern Time and Pacific Time on Saturday, June 29th, and takes place at the MGM Grand Theater at Foxwoods. Tickets are currently on sale and are priced at $300, $200, $900, and $45. Tickets may be purchased online at foxwoods.com by calling the Foxwoods box office at 1-800-200-2882 or in person at the Foxwoods box office. Tickets may also be purchased through any Ticketmaster outlet and online at Ticketmaster.com. To kick things off, we would like to introduce Bill Sadie of Foxwoods Resort and Casino.
Good morning, good afternoon, and good evening to everyone that's on the call today. Again, my name is Bill Sadie with Foxwoods Resort Casino. This is about the 120th fight we've held here since opening our doors in 1992. And we're honored to have the two teams that are coming here, Golovkin and Macklin, and obviously the great promoters, Lou DiBella, who's been with us for many a fight, and also K2. So we look forward to working with them. This year's event is going to be held in our MGM Grand Theater, which is a premier theater that transforms into a great boxing venue as well. Seats over 4,000 people, and as she's mentioned, tickets can be purchased at foxwoods.com. Doors will be opening at 6 o'clock to the public, 5:30 for media. The first fight, I think, is scheduled, and I'll defer to them, but I think it's 6:45. The other thing I want to say to anyone who's coming here, since the Foxwoods is a very large venue, please feel free to look for, plug into your GPS 240 MGM Boulevard, and that will take you to the MGM parking garage, which is close walking proximity to the theater as a whole. Look forward to seeing everyone next Saturday night, and it's going to be a great night.
No problem. The same thing happened to me. I just jumped back on. Bill, were you done? I lost you at the last minute.
I am done, and Lou, I am finished with what I said, and hopefully everyone heard me on that.
I'm doing the conference call.
Bill, you were fantastic.
Right. So, let me take it from here. Bill, I want to thank you and everybody from Foxwoods, particularly Scott Maytara, for being a great friend to boxing. On the East Coast particularly, I think Foxwoods has established itself as the destination for big-time boxing in the East Coast, and in my mind is the finest event facility for boxing that's just about any place. I would rather be at the MGM Theater than on any venue in the East Coast of the United States. This is a tremendous boxing card. I need to thank HBO Sports for putting up the money necessary to make a card of this magnitude. It doesn't get much better than this, from the off-television card through the beginning TV fights to a main event that figures to be really as good a matchup as you can make in boxing and in the middleweight division. Do I have everybody? Am I on? Yeah. All right, good. I'm sorry, someone keeps beeping in. The off-TV undercard features Danny O'Connor, who's a huge local favorite in New England. He's got a tough fight in front of him. He's managed by Ken Casey and the very popular band, the Dropkick Murphys, so there'll be a big following for Danny. Luis Rosa from Hartford, super bantamweight, is promoted by DiBella Entertainment. It's a big ticket seller in New England. Will also be on that ringside it's at $300, ringside it's at $200, $90 tickets, and $45 tickets, and they're available at foxwoods.com or Ticketmaster locations. The TV undercard that HBO will begin at 9:45 Eastern Time as well as 9:45 Pacific Time. Will open with Willie Nelson, a terrific young 154-pound contender, facing Luciano Cuello from Spain, whose only losses were to Canelo Alvarez and a very close decision to Julio Cesar Chavez Jr. in a fight that many people thought could have gone either way. The co-featured bout. Could you hold on 1 second, guys? I'm sorry, my office keeps beeping in. Could you hold on, please? What's going on? I'm on the call. Hello? Hello? Was I on the call? Were we on the call? What was going on? Yeah, you're here, Lou. I'm sorry. I guess I was being beeped in by my office at the same time I was already on. I apologize, everybody. The co-featured bout is at 168 pounds between a guy that holds the IBO 68-pound championship and is considered one of the best 68-pound prospects in the world, highly rated all over the place, Thomas Waste Tyson. He'll be fighting Brandon Gonzalez, is promoted by Guzatuda Promotions, and is an undefeated 68-pounder. Waste Tyson is also undefeated. Waste Tyson is co-promoted by Golden Gloves Promotions of South Africa. Their DB's partner, Tommy, and I expect that to be a brawl. The main event, it doesn't really get any better than that. Matthew Macklin will be challenging Gennady Golovkin for his WBA World Middleweight Championship. Golovkin is probably the most highly touted fighter in the world today. Certainly after the Sergio Martinez, he's the most highly regarded. But we believe he's never faced a challenge like Matt Macklin. Matt's a true 160-pound contender, truly one of the best in the world. Tested Sergio Martinez throughout their fight, was ahead midway through that fight. Made it as good a fight as you could make it, and ultimately lost on TKO. We all know that Sergio is one of the best fighters pound for pound in the world. Matt gave him everything he could take, and we expect Matt to press Gennady. Frankly, we at DBE expect Matt to beat Gennady, but I know that Gennady's team and K2, Gennady himself, have a very different opinion, and they'll soon express it to you. One more time, tickets are $300 for VIPs, $200 for rings, $90 and $45. There are an awful lot of super affordable tickets at $90 and $45, and if you've ever been to the MGM Theater at Foxwoods, there is not a bad seat in the house. They're available through foxwoods.com or by calling Ticketmaster. And to introduce his trainer and his fighter, I'm going to turn it over to an old friend of mine, a guy that I've known for over 20 years and I'm proud to work with, who works with a great team and a great fighter, my friend Tom Loeffler.
Thanks, Lou. We're definitely excited about coming up to Foxwoods. Mentioned this type of fight would never be possible without the support of HBO. They really went out of their way to make this fight because they realize for the middleweight division right now, where Gennady is at, they need to have a top fighter like Matthew Macklin. And we have a lot of respect for Matthew. He's probably in the top 5, maybe the best non-title holder in the division. And this is the type of test that Gennady needs for his career. Gennady right now, as you mentioned, is one of the highest touted boxers around. His life has really taken a life of its own after the 2-day special that HBO did for the last fight. It's really, his legend has kind of grown, and this type of fight will definitely provide fireworks, and it will show, if Gennady is the real deal. All of our team believes that. I know Matthew Macklin and Lou and Brian Peters have a different idea, but that's what makes this such a great fight. So with that, I want to introduce the trainer for Gennady, Abel Sanchez. Abel's been around for a long long time. He's up in the training camp that he runs in Big Bear Lake, California, the world-famous Summit high-altitude training center. So Abel can give you some insight onto how Gennady's training has been going. Abel?
Good afternoon to everybody that's on. Hello, buddy. It's been a while. We're finally going to face each other. But everything's going good here. Yes, everything's going good here. I've been here since May the 1st. We're having a great training camp. I'm sure Matthew is too. We got a great coach, so we're looking forward to a very difficult fight. It's going to be a great fight for as long as it lasts. It's going to be great for the crowd, great for the HBO audience. So it's I'm glad that it was able to be made. HBO came through, and Lou and Tom were able to come together. But we're looking for a difficult fight. I hope that it lives up to everything that's on paper and everything that we think, and everything that Lou and Buddy also think. So thank you very much for having us on. Look forward to seeing you guys there in Connecticut.
Thanks, Abel. Now I want to introduce the WBA and IBO middleweight champion. He's got the highest knockout percentage of any active champion and also the highest in history of any middleweight champion. So with that, we'll introduce Gennady Golovkin to say a few words.
Good afternoon, everybody. Gennady, I think Drew played like my brothers, this very difficult fight for me and for him, just for us. I think very close fight. I think very great fight for people, for TV, for fans. And really, I think Matthew is ready too. I respect my opponent. I respect Matthew. I hope it's a great fight. Thank you. Thank you very much.
Thanks, Gennady. So, Lou, do you want to introduce the Macklin side?
Yeah, thank you, Tom. First, I want to introduce a man I've known for many, many years. I've known prior to even meeting Matthew. He's been the biggest force in Irish boxing for decades, but too many that I want to say because he still looks like a young guy. But Brian, do you want to say a few words?
Certainly, Lou. Thank you. Thank you very much to Lou, and thank you to everybody at Lou's office, the Bell Entertainment. It's been fantastic. This is the kind of fights that Matthew has always wanted to be in, be at this level, and to be fighting. Last year, thanks to Lou, we fought at the Garden, and to be fighting in a fantastic place like Foxwoods. That's another great thing in Matthew's career. Would also like to thank Tom of K2 Promotions, and of course Gennady Golovkin, the champion, for giving us this opportunity, and of course HBO to make all this possible. But Matthew, he's a good old-fashioned fighter. These fights, they're a throwback to the middleweight days. I believe that Matthew is going to bring Gennady to places that he hasn't been yet as a professional, and I think he's going to shock a lot of people, and I think the fans and the HBO are going to be very happy with what they see come June 29th. Thank you, guys.
Thank you very much, Brian. The next gentleman was a great fighter in his own right, one of the best in the New York area and in the world for a long time. He's a terrific trainer, James Buddy McGurk.
Hello, everybody. I just want to say that I just think that this is a fight that boxing really needs. I'm glad HBO is televising it, where you have the best fighting the best. And my hat is off to Golovkin and his camp for accepting the fight with Matthew. And I have to say that for a while I never knew who was training Golovkin. But then when I found out Abel was training him, then I had to really put my thinking cap on. And the last time I had to put my thinking cap on, it's been over about 8 years when I had Tarver fight Roy, where I really had to focus on doing different things with Matthew to make sure that we win this fight come the 29th. So, he's prepared now. I'm quite sure Golovkin's prepared. And it's just, 9 or 10 more days, and, maybe everybody should step up to the plate and handle their business.
Thank you, buddy. All right. The next gentleman should at one point have held the middleweight title. He soundly beat Felix Sturm on Sturm's home ground in Germany. He should have come back as champion. He didn't. That fight made me salivate to want to promote Matt Macklin. Not only because not only because he should have been a world champion, but because he's absolutely one of the most exciting fighters in all of boxing. He has that blood and guts warrior spirit that you saw in Arturo Gatti and guys like Mickey Ward and others who are really willing to walk through the fire to prove what they have. Which is why I think he can't miss the title fight on June 29th. I don't see any way it's going to be anything but a great fight. I expect Matt to press the action to make Gennady fight and to make Gennady have to walk through that fire if he's going to keep his title. But we at DB think that there's a great chance that the title is going to change hands on June 29th. So it's my pleasure to introduce a great warrior, Matt Macklin.
Thanks, Lou. I just want to thank everyone involved in making the fight. Yourself, Lou, everyone at the Tele Entertainment, Foxwoods, HBO, Brian Peters, everyone at K2, Tom Laffer and Gennady for accepting the challenge and giving me the opportunity. And I'm really looking forward to it. It's my third attempt at the world title. Like I said, I should have been WBA champion on the last Saturday of June 2 years ago, but I was robbed in Germany. Give Sergio a good fight. That was close. I think it was a 3-1. I can't done into 11th round. Come up short that night, but I think I'm a better fighter now for that experience. And stylistically, Sergio was a nightmare. Where Gennady, as good a fighter as he is, he's there in front of you. He was very impressive. Hell of a amateur pedigree behind him. I remember him from the World Junior Championships in Budapest back in 2000. So I've been familiar with him since then. I've always thought our paths were crossed, and funny enough, I think 13 years later we're now fighting each other. So, as a professional, I'm certainly the more proven entity, and I've had the much, faced a much tougher opposition. I think that will hold me in good stead on the night. Worked well with Woody, had a good training camp so far, and we're nearly finished now with all the hard work. Just excited for the fight, looking forward to fighting on Foxwoods, looking forward to making the third time looking to become the middleweight champion of the world. I'll see you all in Foxwoods.
Thank you, Matt, and moderator, if we can open it up to questions from the press.
Ladies and gentlemen, if you'd like to ask a question, please press the number 1 key on your telephone keypad. Again, if you'd like to ask a question, please press the number 1 key on your phone. Our first question comes from Dax Khan with Talking Boxing TV Radio.
How's everybody doing today? I have a question, one for Gennady and one for Matthew, first for the champion. Gennady, there are a lot of critics and detractors out there who say that you've done nothing to solidify yourself as a legit champion. Matthew is a guy who's known as a come-forward fighter and gives it all he has, but he's also a guy who has come up short against some of the top names. Do you think a win over Matthew is going to silence these critics after this fight? If you do win, do you have to go after one of the other guys, like maybe Chavez Jr. or the guy who a lot of people think just beat Sergio Martinez, Martin Murray, to solidify yourself as in the eyes of detractors as a legitimate champion?
Thank you. I think Matthew's because he has big warrior, just good for me. I think just one fight at a time, yeah. Just I win, yes. Just I hope I win. It's good for me and for my career, just.
I can jump in for Gennady on that question because there's been some criticism as far as him only fighting junior middleweights or not the top level competition, but that's certainly not from his standpoint. We've told HBO we would anyone. In fact, there's no name that we've turned down yet for Gennady. And as Matt said, he should have been a world champion when he fought Felix Sturm. He should have gotten the decision there. And if you can knock down Sergio Martinez, that's quite an accomplishment. If he beats Matthew Macklin, then I think he'll legitimately be recognized as the number 2 guy right behind Sergio Martinez.
Thank you. And my second question. question is for Matthew. Matthew, as you stated yourself, something that a lot of people seem to forget in the sport is that Gennady was a top amateur who was beat, a lot of the big names in the sport, and right now, he's known as one, probably the hardest and most accurate puncher in the sport. You yourself are known as a come-forward fighter, who lets it all hang out and gives everything he has. Is there anything that you feel that you had to alter in your style for this fight to avoid falling into, Gennady's game plan?
Yeah, well, I mean, Gennady's looked really impressive, but and this is through no fault of his own, probably not the guys that want to fight from a risk-reward scenario point of view, but most of the guys he has been walking through have been 154 pounders. I'm strong, big punching 160 pounder, and that changes things. When all of a sudden he's going to have to be a lot more preoccupied with defence in this fight than he has in probably all his previous ones. There's a lot of hype around him. If it wasn't for his amateur pedigree, I wouldn't really read into the hype at all because he hasn't really beaten anybody of any note. But of course, his amateur pedigree suggests that he's a real deal. And I remember watching him myself at the same age as me boxing the World Junior Championships when I did. So I know how good a fighter he is. And like I said before, I was sort of passionate for us. I'm looking forward to this fight. He's in with a guy who's going to hit him back just as hard as he's going to hit me. So he is accurate. He's got good timing. He's heavy-handed, and so am I. So it's going to be an exciting fight.
All right, thanks a lot. Best of luck to both of you guys.
Okay. Our next question is from Gordy Tamayo with thetitlefight.com.
Hi, good afternoon, everybody. First question is here for Gennady. Gennady, in the media has been painting you up, as most people have been saying that you're really a monster, that some others are saying that you're not. Many of your previous opponents, they can attest to your power that you do possess in the ring, though. We know Macklin carries some heavy hands. Any chance that we see you changing your strategy and utilizing more of your boxing skills versus relying on your power?
I'm not monster. Thank you. So I'm regular sportsman. I'm regular man. Yeah. I think I have reason for making. I'm not very big stage, very much change. No, it's my strategy, is my power, my person. I know Matthew is good. Boxer too. He's good, very strong. He's very strong athlete. It's very deep, very close fight for us. I think Matthew ready to this. I think great fight.
Thank you, Gennady. My next question is for Matthew. Matthew, talks have already been circulating around the media pretty frequently now that Golovkin's talking about facing Martinez, Chavez, and some of the other big names out there. How has this affected you leading into this fight, if it has at all?
Not really, because that's the media. The people are asking questions, interviews going to happen, and that's the way it is. I'm the underdog going in. That's the fact of the matter. So, but that's the way I like it. And I'm the challenger, he's the champion. And it's down to me to go and rip that title away from him, and that's what I'm prepared to do, and that's what I'm going to do on the night.
Appreciate that. And one last question for you, Matthew. Your last bout with Martinez ended on terms that we know you didn't hope for. Obviously, there had to have been some things you picked up from that bout that were learning lessons here. What did you pick up from that bout that you believe is going to help you carry you forward into pulling a win here June 29th?
I think it's a very different fight. He obviously got southpaw, moved a lot, more a counter puncher. Gennady's more aggressive. He's an orthodox fighter. He's strong. He's probably not as quick as Sergio, but he probably hits harder and he's stronger. So stylistically, a completely different fight. Style-wise, I think he suits me a lot more. I'm not going to have to go looking for him. And like I say, it's a very different fight, so it's not really fair to compare. But we've had a good win since then against Alcine. I'm in good shape. The weights, but everything's good. I'm just ready to go. And it's not really the Martinez fight and Golovkin because of the styles are so different. It's very difficult to compare them.
Thank you, Matthew. Look forward to seeing you both in action. Best of luck to both of you.
Thanks.
Our next question comes from Ian Johnson with Birmingham Mail.
Hiya. Nice to be able to join you. Matthew. That's the reason what I'm going to do to get to talk to you. It's a great pleasure. But can I just ask a parochial question to start with? Matthew, you will become the first Birmingham boxer to become a world champion. How important is that to you?
Yeah, massively. There's been some great fighters over the years. Pat Cowdell. I know he's Wally, but he probably considers himself having a crack and forth to the world title as well. Richie Wood was world champion. I say he wasn't Birmingham, Richie Telford. So that would be very the first man born in Birmingham to go on and win the world title. I think the first man to do anything in life is an achievement. So yeah, to become world champion would be brilliant.
Great. And obviously, all our readers, Matthew, are going to be backing you to win fairly comfortably, we hope. But maybe it won't be comfortable at all. Can you just answer one question that is probably worrying us more than anything, is that your more serious defeats have been late in the fights, and therefore there's a suggestion that maybe your stamina is not up to scratch. How do you feel? How do you regard that?
No, I would actually say stamina is one of my strong points. And if you look at the Felix Sterling fight, I think I threw over 1,000 or 1,100 punches. So for a middleweight, that was a ferocious pace to keep up. A lot of them were power punches. So great stamina. I mean, the Jamie Moore fight, that was down at 154 pounds. And to be honest with you, I was completely drained after 3 rounds, never mind 10 rounds.
Yes.
So yeah, the weight was the issue there. Sergio Martinez. The corner pulled me out at the end of the 11th before the 12th round. I felt, I wanted to continue on the night. I felt okay. Maybe it was the right call. But he made the call he made at that time, and saved me for another day. But I don't think it was so much a tired thing at that stage. I think Sergio maybe just worked me out or timed me a little bit at that. But I feel I'm in better shape for this fight than I was for the Sergio fight anyway. And I think stamina, if anything, is one of my stronger points. So. No, I don't that one. That's not the chance for me at all.
That's great. Matthew, everybody in Birmingham's rooting for you.
Thanks, Ian.
The only thing is, I'm sorry I can't be there.
Alright, no worries, I'm tuning about it.
We've got Frankie Gowen fighting the night before.
Good luck with that.
Good to talk to you, mate.
See ya, bye, thanks.
All the best, mate. Bye now. And thank you for the conference call.
The next question is from Tommy Allen with BoxingAsylum.com.
Matthew, you've only had one raid since March 2012. How ideal is that before challenging Golovkin?
I don't see you repeat that.
You've only had one raid since March 2012. Is that ideal going into this fight, Matthew?
Oh, it's not ideal, of course. I mean, initially I wanted to fight in June and then maybe fight Gennady in September, October, but at the end of the day, the opportunity was there, and it wasn't necessarily going to be there later on in the year. And I'm not at this stage of my career. I'm not in the position where I want to turn down world title opportunities. It's a fight that I fancy. Stylistically, the fight that I wanted. So, the opportunity was there, it came along, and, I took me both handles and let it pass me up.
Do you fancy it?
Yeah, definitely. I wouldn't be here if I didn't.
Thanks, Matthew. Good luck.
Thanks, Jesus. Thanks for that.
Our next question comes from Robert Beltram with True Boxing Head.
Hey guys, Matthew, how you guys online?
Hello?
Hello?
Yep.
My question is for Golovkin. Being this is a fight here in the States, how do you feel the fans react to him being fighting here? It's good for me, thank you. It's good for me, for everybody. Because my dad is very good for American también es Pablo for American people, no.
I can jump in on that one as well. A lot of delays on the line, so I'm not sure if Gennady's hearing the questions that well. But this would be the third time Gennady's fought on HBO, and also the third time he's fought here in the States. After his first fight against Fox last September, a week later, we took him to the Nonito Venera fight in the Home Depot Center, and he was mocked by all the boxing fans down there. So he's gotten a great fan reaction here in the United States when he fought in January against Rosado on Madison Square Garden. I mean, there was a lot of Russian fans supporting him with a lot of the Kazakh flags. So he's gotten a great reaction because of the support with HBO, and now with this fight with Macklin, he's really exponentially grown here in the United States, incredibly.
Okay. Does he feel the East Coast is a better place for him to fight? Is he gaining a little bit more fans on that side, or does it matter where he fights?
Well, the original plan is to keep on the East Coast because of all the support here in New York, and we feel a lot of the fans from New York that came to the fight in January. We feel that they'll come up to Foxwoods Casino. This is a great time of the year up in Connecticut, and that's really where we wanted to build a fan base because New York's the media capital. So that's the original plan, and then we just go from there depending on how everything goes with the fight on June 29th.
All right. Well, thank you guys, and best of luck to Team Macklin and Team Macklin as well.
Our next question is from Steve Lewis with Fox Nation.
Hi there. Evening, Matthew. Steve Lewis.
How you doing, Steve?
I'm good, mate. I'm good. Just one small question first. When you talk about the 2000 World Juniors, was yourself and Gennady in different weight classes there?
Yeah, he was the weight below.
So he was at light middle and you was at middle, I presume, yeah?
No, I was at welterweight and he was at 63.5 kilos.
Right, okay, gotcha. Well, after you lost to Jamie Moore, you were sort of like treading water for 2 or 3 years till the Elcock fight came along. Was there any period during that time when you thought you wouldn't get to this stage where you are now, headlining major cards, fighting on HBO?
Yeah, well, it's a roller coaster, isn't it? I mean, mine's been very much a roller coaster career. I remember yourself, Steve. I think after my second pro fight in December, at the turn of the year, you done a feature on 3 prospects that you thought were going to be world champions. I was one of them. That was back in 2001, and there was a lot of hype around me at the time as I was a star amateur turning pro, and people forget how good my amateur pedigree was, even though it was only for that short period of time. My last amateur fight was at 18, but I mean, then there was a setback. There was a lot of hand injuries. I changed trainers a couple of times. The period of inactivity. There was I went down to junior middleweight and fought Jamie and lost, and then there was one thing after another, fights falling through, and yeah, it was a very frustrating period, and there was probably had to do a lot of soul searching, but I do believe that time probably built a lot of character, or showed the character that I have to stay with it and stick with it, and now I'm, like you say, headlining big cards on HBO, and that was my third attempt at what I should be world champion because it's a Stern fight, but I got beat and I didn't get the decision, and I lost the Sergio, but fought the guard and sold out. So I'm looking forward now this time, making it third time lucky, and hopefully going to put all the experiences and not hopefully, I'm definitely going to put all the experiences and all the hardships and everything behind me and put it together and produce the performance of my career.
Can you tell me a bit about your gym in Spain that you're running as well now?
Yes, the gym in Spain is a great facility. It's a charity. It's a non-profitable gym. Any profit that it makes will be given to a local charity there, Aspandem, which is a brilliant charity for children with development issues. And it's a great facility. From my point of view, I'm just happy to have a base that's Spain, and I think it's brought a bit of stability, a lot more stability to me than what I would have had in years. Since I turned pro, outside the first 12 months, where I was with the Lynches, I'm constantly been on the road where my players somewhere I've been going to on holiday for the last 5 or 6 years very frequently, and got a lot of friends out there, big expat Irish and English community there, and to be basically home now for me at the moment. So delighted that the gym's there. That's a great facility for any boxers that want to use it.
Is that where you're living now for a while now?
Well, pretty much. That's close to living anywhere.
I'm just laughing. I know you've had all sorts of addresses and cities you've lived in the last 10 years.
Proper nomad.
And have you spoke to Sergio at all about this fight? I know you keep in touch with him.
Yeah, he sent me a couple of messages, private messages on Twitter and things, just saying good luck and asking how training was going, and just, good wishing me well and saying that he was confident in me and believes I'm going to win, that sort of thing. So yeah, it was nice to hear, I think.
Alright, thanks very much and good luck next week, Matthew.
Cheers, Steve, thanks for that.
Our next question is from Karen Gallagher of the Irish Daily Mail.
How you doing, man? Oh, Kieran. How are you keeping? Yeah, not so bad.
Good stuff. I just want to find out from speaking to you previously, you've outlined that your camps ahead of the Martinez fight had a few interruptions and you had a few injuries. Just wanted to see how smoothly your camp's gone so far, and since you went from Marbella over to New York as well.
Yeah, good work. Came out in good shape. Had some good sparring. A couple of light heavyweights, a couple of light middles, mixed things up, a bit of strength, a bit of speed, and only one sparring session left now, and we're ready to go. So I'm looking forward to the fight. I'm in good shape. The weight's down. I'm on weight now, more or less. So I'm looking forward to the fight. I can't wait for it now.
You've also stressed that Buddy, I suppose, has had a big impact when you've went back working with him, and he mentioned earlier in the call the tactics are going to play a big part. Do you see this as being a very tactical affair, or is there still a risk or a possibility that it could end up in a bit of a brawl as well?
I think there's a lot of ways this fight could go, you know what I mean? I think that's why I have to be ready to, myself and Buddy will talk to a lot of things, a lot of different game plans, because, it could be a tactical 12-round boxing match, it could be a hag-round, 3-round war. There's a lot of ways it could go, and we're just ready for whatever way the fight ends out. We're ready to adapt.
Okay, good stuff. Well, best of luck and thanks, Matt. Just have another question as well for Gennady. If I could ask, Matt has been very complimentary, I suppose, over your amateur career, and that he kept an eye on you throughout your career. Were you aware of Matthew as an amateur, or have you kept an eye on him throughout his career?
I don't know Matthew in how much anymore. Uniform Matthew just good. Never see him. How much?
Okay,
Gennady was saying is that, because that question had come up before, is that since they were in different divisions, he didn't really know Matthew in the amateurs, but certainly in the professionals now with all of his accomplishments, Matthew has been on the radar screen for Gennady, and this is kind of a culmination of the fights that Matthew has had, and now with Gennady being the champion, it's kind of a meeting at this point where two of the top middleweights are fighting each other, and that's exactly what boxing needs at this point.
Okay, great. Thanks. That's real good.
The next question, is from Danny Wright with Box Rec News.
Hello there. Hello Matthew. Hello Gennady. A question for Matthew Macklin. Are you a fighter that studies videos meticulously? Do you sit and watch them with your trainer buddy, or do you leave that sort of stuff to him?
I don't sit down with Buddy. Buddy will have a look, and I'll have a look, and then we'll talk about it. I watch, but I don't over-analyse. I think you can over-analyse. Of course, you have a look to see what certain habits they've got, or where they feel comfortable, where they don't feel so comfortable, and you have a good look. But I wouldn't be spending hours and hours, night in, night out, watching them. Once I've had a good look at it, that's it then really, and maybe a bit nearer the fight, I'll have a little 15 minutes, refresh it, and then again a bit nearer again. But I don't overdo it.
Okay, lovely. Thanks for that. I've got another quick question. Let's just say you were to win the fight, and you could bring the title back to the UK. Where would you, in an ideal world, where would you fight? Where would you have your first defence if you were going to fight in the UK?
If I was in the UK, I suppose. It depends on. So it depends on a lot of things, but for me, it has to be in the UK, then obviously Birmingham, the NEC, would be where I'd like to have the fight.
the O2 in London's a great arena, maybe that would be it. But I mean, if the fight was in the UK, then preferably for me it would be the LG Arena in Birmingham.
Okay, thanks very much. Good luck, Matthew.
Cheers, thanks a lot.
Our next question is from Robert Beltram with True Boxing Head.
Hey, just want to ask Gennady about a future fight with maybe Kid Chocolate. I know Kid Chocolate was on video that he would fight Triple G, but the money wasn't right. If he was to fight and win against Macklin, does he think money would be right for a potential fight next?
You know, good question. Yeah, of course. I want to fight with I open for him. I open for him, but you know, the question is, how is my manager for my promotion? You know, I'm open. I want this fight. I'm ready.
I can jump in on that. I can jump in on that one also because Gennady's clearly focused on Macklin and can never underestimate Matthew with the type of warrior he's at. As far as any of the other champions, whether it's Quillen or Neil or Sergio or any of that, we've made that clear that he would fight any of those. And I think with the support that HBO is giving him right now, that those fights are all possible. But it's one step at a time, and Matthew is clearly the best matchup at this point that we can put together.
One more question. Does he think the HBO and Showtime having their differences, does he think that would affect his career a little bit, or what does he think?
I'm jumping here. I don't want to discuss that because it has nothing to do with this fight, and I don't want to discuss that.
All right, that's fine. I understand. Thank you guys, and good luck to both.
Hi, operator. It's Kevin from the Bell. We're actually getting a couple times time here, so we can just do 2 more questions, and then we'll finish up the call.
Yes, sir. There's actually no more questions in queue.
Okay, great. Lou, Tom, would you guys like to say anything in closing before we hand it over to Matthew and Gennady to say their closing statements?
I'd just like to reiterate a thank you to HBO for making this fight possible, a thank you to Foxwoods for their tremendous cooperation, a thank you to Gennady and to Tom Loeffler and the K2 team for giving Matthew this opportunity, a thank you to Matthew and Brian Peters and Buddy and Matthew's team for stepping up to a challenge that most people didn't want, and the fans are the big winners here. They'll be the winners if they watch this on HBO, but they'll be the bigger winners if they come to Foxwoods. Tickets are $300 for VIPs, 200 rings, 90 and 45. They're available at foxwoods.com or by calling Ticketmaster. We hope to see all of you in Connecticut, and if not, we hope you all tune into HBO. Thank you very much for your time and attention.
And our closing comments also is just to reiterate what Lou said. I mean, it's just everything's pretty much been said on the call, but it's going to be a terrific fight. Both fighters, both Gennady and Matthew, come forward. It's going to be a lot of fireworks in the ring. It's not going to be, it's going to be a fight where there's not going to be any time to go. An electric fight, and we're looking forward to June 29th.
Okay, great. Operator, we can actually wrap up that call.
Thank you, guys.
Ladies and gentlemen, this concludes your call. You may all disconnect.